Welcome, one and all, to the Nat 13's Dreamworks Dungeons and Dragons. I am your dungeon master, August Schmid, and with me for this group, we have some amazing players, members of the Nat 13 that have done campaigns with us before. Say hello, everyone. We'll get to introductions in a second.
Hello.
As we begin this campaign, of course, this is a Dreamworks-based D&D campaign. We do not own or license any of the following characters or settings, so this is just for us to have fun. Please don't sue us. I would love to invite you all now to the world of Dremor. In its own space and time, Dremor is quite the interesting setting. Everything about this world is very similar to our own, but with key differences. We, of course, have the far-off land of China, grand architecture and magic and monks found there, the Amazon cutting through dense jungle in the southern Americas. Indeed, we even see the vast Sahara Desert spreading out towards the lands further north in what we would know as the Mediterranean. But this world has very key differences. Indeed, this is a world of magic and of danger. Dremor is currently in its 5th age. The year is now 3284. And where we find ourselves as we push in on the camera, cutting through dark cloud and rolling waves, inky black, mirroring the night sky above it, we see hanging in the sky a crescent moon, silvery white, just beginning to wax. As the camera pushes in, we see a small port-side town. Now, this is very early in the morning. In fact, the wind itself is starting to bite and howl. And I believe, before we get too far, I am going to make a weather check. One of the first checks we're going to make this campaign. It's going to be a D100. So we just need one of these for everyone. I'm going to roll it real quick. 56. On a 56, we find that the weather is currently rather well. There are light clouds here and there on this misty morning coming in from the sea, but there is favorable wind that is coming out of the south. We note that the coolness of the air should soon brighten the atmosphere, as while we are in the highest month of winter here in Dremor, out here in the portside city of Del Mar, the winds seem to always find greater favor. That though many places in the world find themselves with frost and ice, Del Mar has always had a bit of a warming effect, especially here in the coast of this city. Pushing further into Del Mar, we find the ports. But more specifically, we find a ship that is docked here. As sailors move their way along the port, crates and barrels being tossed around, money being bartered, and goods being hawked, a ship with beautiful red sails curved down as the bow of the ship ducks and bows underneath the waves that are starting to hit its starboard side. As we make our way onto this ship, I would love... let's see who we find first on this ship. Well, what a way to begin. We see a man, obviously the captain, barking orders as his crew is preparing to officially make port here. And what I will say is, Logan, would you like to introduce your character for us? And maybe what do you think you're doing this morning as your ship's kind of being docked right now?
If I could have a gallon of coffee in front of me, I would. Uh, I am. It's early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Busy day last night, making sure that everything was prepped and ready to go. So I'm just morning grumpy. Grumpy in the morning. Just get the black, get it. Barking out orders to everybody. No really tension outside of just let's get it done.
Excellent. Yes, Sinbad, as you are barking orders, you see your crew is they're used to this. This isn't anything that they're grumbling about. It is that like, yeah, let's get everything ready. And so you see your first mate, Kale, big, broad-shouldered, dark, beautiful skin, is like, all right, let's go, let's go. As he's kind of helping direct a lot of the flow, rigging is immediately being torn down and put to help tie in to the ports that you're next to. You see a lot of your crew are really excited. I mean, it's been a bit of a voyage right now so far, getting everyone like ready. This is more of a stop in Del Mar. It's kind of that classic, let's make a quick pit stop before we really embark on some big adventures. Sinbad, though, while you are kind of barking orders, you do notice that one of your crew members is walking up to you. Now, when I say walking, I actually should clarify. This crew member is climbing their way over to you across the railings, flipping around almost like a trapeze artist or a monkey. You see Rat, your bosun, has kind of flipped himself backwards and down to you and is currently at that perpendicular angle across the ship. The light is just now starting to catch both of your heads as Rat just... All right, Captain, are we staying long in port, or do we have something that we are going to be doing here?
We're staying as long as we need to, Rat.
Yes, you see, Rat kind of looks a bit sheepish right now. Yes, of course, as long as we need. I'm just saying, I have a friend in Del Mar, and I might need a couple...
First of all, I need an explanation. What do you mean you have a friend?
You
Is
see...
this the person I'm assuming we need to worry about them.
Go ahead, make me an insight check.
Oh, 18.
18. Beautiful. You, as you say this, Rat looks on an 18. You see it's like, oh, this is someone very influential to Rat. When he is saying friend, he is more meeting an acquaintance that he only needs an hour with. As you see, Rat kind of winks. He's like, I'm just saying, Captain, just give me a bit of fair warning before we need to push off. My friend, she is a bit of a temperament, but it's no long, Captain. It shall not be long.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do. We won't leave without you.
You see Rat, you're the best, and he kind of like backflips off the ship and like hits the ground running and is already off into the city.
I watch him and just shake my head. Really quick, I feel dirty. I'm gonna take a rope that's attached to the ship and then just lean off the balcony and then splash some water into my face and then pull it back up.
As you splash that water, kind of like getting yourself a little more awakened, you hear a bit of a chuckle behind you. This is a more feminine chuckle. Immediately in your peripheral vision, you see Marina has walked up. Just, I see you let Rat off early today.
He's on a mission.
You see Marina kind of like smirks. She's like, yes, I noticed that his mission involves much less clothing. She points to the ground. You see Rat's like classic like hat and pants are just on the deck of the ship.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Kale, Get someone to clean that.
You see, Kale kind of like looks up and he's like, I'm not touching that.
We need to get somebody that can. No, I gotta go.
Uh,
I gotta go.
Sinbad, you walk off. It's that like, nope, not thinking about that today. And we will cut to some more of the crew here on the ship. As we watch, let's see who we kind of find ourselves approaching next. Interesting. We look down. A lot of the crew are now coming up from below decks. Many of them you see are like throwing on different pieces of clothing or items and swords, just kind of like the night crew, what we would call a night crew, the 2 or 3 crew members on top deck, like Rat and Kale. Now that they've kind of done all the heavy lifting, we see the rest of the crew emerge. And we cut to a rather impressively large figure exiting the hole. Sam, would you like to introduce your character, a little bit of what they look like, and maybe what you're up to this morning?
Yes, sort of coming out from under, ducking under and stretching back, sort of rolling his muscles, very, lots of muscles on his furred body. This large tabaxi man, snow leopard, wearing no shirt but has tied pants in the traditional fashion of China, as he sort of just stretches, yawning widely with his mouth, blinking. As he been unconscious for a little bit, just sleeping, he just exits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you exit, the immediate thing that hits you, this very salty sea air has just like hit your nostrils. It's kind of that like it really kind of picks up your senses as you're looking around. Tai Lung, in this port city, you see that a lot of people are already working on the docks, as is very usual for shipyards. But you see that Kale is walking up to you. Kale is probably the only member of the ship that does match your height and stature. And you see, as he walks up, Tai Lung, Captain's saying we're sticking in port for just a little while, so you have limited time, but if you want to go get yourself some, I don't know, food, supplies, it's on your own coin, but we should leave off, so don't go too far.
All right. Might as well stretch my legs a little bit, but I'll stay close by.
You see, Kale goes, good. Oh, hey, Captain does have a quick assignment for you. There's some items he needs cleaned off top deck. Kind of gestures up near the helm. Well, you see, Sinbad has just left. Marina grabbed a rope and immediately swung up, started going up to the crow's nest. And so Kale gesture, just clean up something just on top deck, and then you're good.
All right. I'll go look at the deck.
Immediately walk up, Tai Lung. There is just a grody pair of pants and like a bandana that has like never been washed that is just sitting on the deck here.
I'm going to sort of look around. Is anyone around?
Currently, no. Most other people are below deck or like just starting to come up.
Okay. Well, I wasn't told exactly how to take care of it, so I'm just gonna pick it up with one of my claws and just drop it over the edge of the ship.
You one claw, like in a half a second, the clothing is just flying out into the water, and just immediately dropples and starts sinking into the ocean.
Never have to deal with that again.
As this happens, Tai Lung, you see the rest of the crew is starting to emerge. Alrighty. We see the next person appearing. does seem more humanoid again, as opposed to this large tabaxi. A lot of the crew seems much more humanoid. Some of them have features like you see these very twin-looking gentlemen that maybe have that pointed ear. They could be half-elf. Rat, who knows what Rat is made of? He could have some goblin in him for all we know. But you see that as the crew is entering, one figure steps forward who seems to be clad in very heavy armor and leathers. Logan West, would you like to introduce your character? Maybe kind of completely what they look like and what you're up to this morning.
Yeah. So you see this not really physically wise, not very intimidating person, just a regular dude who he's currently wearing his helmet right now over his face, just this leather helmet with like these spikes all throughout, and right now he's kind of his head is like kind of in some notes right now, and he's kind of just drawing right now and kind of like looking around, and he kind of like looks to the side and lifts up his helmet, kind of looks out to the bustling docks, and kind of like makes some sketches, and then he kind of closes it and kind of takes a deep breath in of the sea salted air.
You breathe it in. Hiccup, the beautiful smell of that very briny salt air is actually... Oh, no. You're good. The air here is actually rather reminiscent of your life. Everything smells, having lived near the oceans before in life. This is all very familiar. But of course, here, even in Del Mar, is a notably warmer climate maybe than you've been used to in most of your life. But of course, work takes you everywhere. There's really no one spot. And so it's kind of nice to have a bit of steady employment right now. As you kind of take sketches, you see a hand clasps your left shoulder, and turning around, you see Kale standing there with that big old, just like cheese-eating grin. All right, boy, no worries. Captain's giving everyone a bit of time off. So, take some time on deck, take some time in the port, doesn't matter to us, just be ready if we need to shove off fast.
That's kind of a vague margin of time, when we have to go. When is it? In an hour, 2 hours? Is it in 30 minutes? Like, how much time are we talking about?
You see, Kale kind of grins, just, let's put it this way. Can you see the sun?
What was that? Sorry?
Can you see the sun? And he kind of points up at the sky. Like, the moon is just now starting to fade, the sun rising. Right.
Not quite yet, no.
Well, let's put it this way. If you don't see that sun, you're gone.
All right. Thank you.
Kale kind of gives that, like, clap on the shoulder, push off as he goes, keeps telling people the plan. Hiccup, all of this is so vague and means basically nothing, but it's like, all right, I guess if I can see the sun...
I guess that's just how they run things here.
It's what they do. And as you move, we see the last figure really to be introduced. Shelby, would you like to introduce your character? Maybe what they look like, and what do you think you're doing this morning on the deck of the Chimera as everyone's kind of getting up and moving around?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you see, the best way I can describe things, I'm a visual learner, so I'm going to give you guys like a physical picture, but also describe along with it, just because I'm one of those people. You see before you a young woman. She looks maybe in her 20s, black hair. She's got sort of this like hood with feathers that kind of hits around her back as it is attached to this full body suit made out of hummingbird feathers. She's got these multiple wings that look like dragonflies, and she carries 2 twin swords with her. Tooth is probably just, I would say probably sitting up in the crow's nest, looking at the sky, wishing she could fly.
Interesting. I like that. Tooth, as you sit in the crow's nest, you feel the ropes kind of like being pulled taut next to you, and just that like preliminary, someone's climbing up to the crow's nest. Before you have a chance to really look over, you see that, though not officially called, the co-captain of the ship, Marina, swings up to the crow's nest with you. Marina, you see, has that very shorter cut brown hair, is wearing that very sailor's attire with the looser pants, but still like sash across the waist with the blazer on top. Kind of swings up, just, Tooth, was it? I didn't know you were up here.
Yeah.
Marina kind of looks at you. May I join you?
Sure. I'll kind of like slyly try to hide the strange amount of collection of teeth and
Go
like shove it back in my bag of holding out of the way, because I was also counting teeth while I was up there, like, crap.
Go ahead. Give me a sleight of hand check. Just to like hide
Because
the
I don't want
teeth.
you to realize that I've stolen teeth from everybody here.
Oh no.
I've gotten most of the crew. Okay. Sleight of hand. I'm gonna roll that. Oh, I have a +8 to that. Oh, 22.
22. Yikes. You easily put it away, beating any passive perception. As I will say, Tooth, it is easy. A lot of the crew are very much like these pirates who, yeah, we keep orange slices on deck, but scurvy is a real problem. And so everyone's got the awkward molar or canine that maybe just fell out that's been now replaced by the gold incisor.
Yeah, Tooth has been offering free dental checkups. Quote unquote dental checkups. It's really she's just pulling teeth that are just gone.
Oh, yeah, no, like, that's still dental work of, like, let's not leave rotting tooth material in your mouth. And it's been really helpful. Like, a lot of the crew had really bad teeth before you arrived, Tooth. You know, like, Rat had, like, 5 teeth that you don't think should be qualified as teeth. They were just soft. Like, not even like, they're rotting. Like, these are, like, gross, soft teeth in his mouth that, like, you thought they would...
Toothbrushes and toothpaste.
Toothbrushes. Like, listen, hey, baking soda and water even works at that. Just gargle a little bit. Like, even that helps prevent a lot. Tooth, you, though, stowing away some of your items. Marina kind of sits on the crow's nest with you, leaning back against it. Says, we have a lot of time here in port. Do you think you'll want to go out, explore anything?
Probably. I mean, I already have. As, you know, she hides the children's teeth she somehow managed to collect.
You see that Marina just... Well, listen, I did just want to say thank you so much for all your hard work in really helping the hygiene of this crew. You know, actually, I'll give you this for free, Tooth. Marina is the only person you probably don't have a tooth yet because she does keep very good hygiene overall in, like, all aspects. So, like, her teeth were like, yeah, maybe a few of them, there were, like, a few points of, like, ooh, this might be a problem. Let's check on it in a 6 month.
It could develop into a cavity.
But, like, Marina is, like, brush, floss, gargle, like, everything is ready. Like, her teeth are fine. So you see, Marina just looks genuinely thankful for your assistance on the ship. You see, she says, listen, I know a lot's going on. I'm not sure what Captain Sinbad wants to accomplish today, but she's going to flick you 5 gold pieces.
Oh.
She said, if you want to take time in town and buy some oral hygiene supplies for the crew, or even some citrus, I don't think that would go amiss.
Of course. I do have a question, August.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hiccup hasn't let me, because we already established that, but have I gotten teeth from Sinbad and Pagai?
I'm curious. I think let's make it try guy. Let's make these contested rolls. I'm going to say Tooth.
Okay.
You would be using sleight of hand since it's that both like you can do it
Yeah.
legally or sneakily. But for Tai Lung and Sinbad, this would be perception checks of like, hey, did I notice anything happen during a dental checkup or even just when you were asleep?
From them against me?
Yes. So we'll start
What do
with.
I roll?
You're gonna make a sleight of hand check for both, and start with Sinbad. We'll just say to keep in
Okay.
order.
Oh, that's an 11 for me for Sinbad.
Oof.
I rolled a 3.
Yikes. Go ahead and roll for Tai Lung, and yeah, Sinbad, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh no! That's a 13 for him. I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
I will say, part of my question is, do I have their baby teeth on me, or did I lose their baby teeth along with lots of others? Like, out of all of the things that I managed to salvage from my home, what do I have? Whose baby teeth do I have?
Tooth, this is kind of the dark reality. You have 0 baby teeth. Like, any teeth you have are like the collections you're gathering now.
So, like, I'm organizing things of, like, baby versus now adult teeth. Of, like, so, but I do know their childhood memories.
Yes. Sinbad, you did roll a 6. I will have to say, Sinbad, you actually completely, like, you had a full checkup and didn't even notice that it just, like, tooth popped a tooth out for you. Tai Lung, go ahead and make me your perception check.
Would Marina notice?
Oof.
I beat for 13.
You beat my 13?
15.
Oh. I'll get you later. It's okay. I would assume Kai Guy has better hygiene than most of these people, as well as I'm assuming even though Hiccup hasn't let me look, he also has clean teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see me not having had to give him a checkup yet.
Oh, so I think that Marina would have that spot. She was working through it.
True.
Excellent. Real quick, I'm just there we go. Sorry. As Tooth, you don't have, unfortunately, any teeth from Tai Lung, but that is just the way it is. I don't think Tai Lung would allow anyone to take his teeth, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Nope.
As you are all, though, getting ready for the day, what I would ask is this. Sinbad, as the crew is getting ready, Rat's already halfway into town, and he's using his hour wisely. But Sinbad, what I would ask is this. You see Kale is kind of walking up to you. Sinbad, what kind of information, or like, shall we say, it's like, what's the next score? What's the next plan? What do you kind of want to accomplish here in Del Mar before really heading off?
Hello?
Oh, you just cut out there real quick. What was that?
I wanted to get something nice for Marina.
Gotcha. Sinbad, you have kind of that plan. Kale walks up to you. You see kind of leans in just like, all right, Captain, the crew is aware that we don't have much time here, but that they are allowed to do what they need. Can you tell me any more of this plan? You told me that there was some treasure to be found up in these isles north of us, but what exactly are we looking for here?
Just some like old grandma and grandpa stuff. It's an easy score. We'll walk in, we'll walk out. They won't even remember that we were there.
Walk in, walk out.
Yep.
Walk in, walk out. Just like every other heist or score we've ever had.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we're gonna walk it.
I just wink at him and keep walking.
You see, Kale rolls his eyes, kind of calls out, "We should at least get some maps of the area." Just that, like, he knows the plan. It's like the plan is always very vague, but hey, when results occur, you can't argue with that. Go ahead, Sinbad. As you're then like, you have this plan, let's get something nice for Marina. I would love, actually, if you want to make me an investigation check. Starting to hop down, looking not just for that, but just in Del Mar in general. Oh, all right.
What is Del Mar all about? What's the deal here? What am I looking at?
You see, Del Mar is a port town that actually seems to be rather wealthy, right? I mean, port towns usually do have that, like, penchant for being nicer, just like you've got merchants that will come in, it's easier to sail. But Del Mar seems to be more or less dependent on what we would call, like, adventuring trade. Like, Del Mar really loves when, like, heroes and adventurers come in and they give away the loot they don't want or the jewels they found while excavating some heist level stuff. So there's a lot of, like, niceties to be had here currently. You would know, Sinbad, just having sailed around the world, kind of like a passive knowledge. Del Mar didn't always used to be this way, but a while back you heard a story like some big shot hero came, made the town a bit nicer, and so now it is that, like, oh yeah, we would feel comfortable as pirates landing here because Del Mar as a whole is like, oh yeah, we're down for adventurers or sailors of fortune. What you would know, though, is there is a lot of nice jewels to be had. Specifically, there's some pretty nice stuff you would see on a 21. Like, there's some nice, that very subtle, like, sapphire earrings or other niceties that could be really nice for Marina. That would, like, catch your eye immediately.
My first two instincts to grab things was I wanted to get a coconut drink, a nice little on the road drink for us, and I did want some jewelry. But also, is there any, like, young, naive, or new adventurers around here with nice stuff or anything?
Yes. On a 21, Sinbad, you go up, there's, like, a stall for coconut drinks here. It's that, like, welcome to Del Mar, you know, like, they're handing out flowers and coconuts. Even though this is, like, a Spanish town, it's that, like, it's a tourist thing. Easy enough, as you walk up, there do seem to be a couple, like, adventure-y looking groups. Like that, we hit the town early, we're excited to explore. As you see, there is a halfling, an elf, and a human that all seem to be more masculine, that are walking around kind of like talking amongst themselves. Because you overhear the elf just, I have foreseen in vision that the town is important for us to be here. As we travel through, companions, let us be on the lookout for fortune.
Yeah, this is going to be easy. I want Kale to be in on this because he's a big guy, he's intimidating. I want is this the two of us, right? Is there anyone else here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go up to them and say, hey guys, where are you going?
Immediately, the human, halfling elf, all kind of turn around. Nowhere, sir. We're just new to town. We're looking for some jobs, trade. You see, the halfling kind of speaks up this much gruffer voice, just, yeah, we're just doing the best we can here before heading off, trying to catch a ship all the way down to the New World. Here, there's some crazy dungeons down there we could go explore.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah. there's this one actually that a lot of people go to, so it's kind of run dry, but it's a good dungeon to start out at. Kale, you can give him directions, right? I'm gonna shove it off onto Kale to fuck around with some instructions and directions, and while he's doing that, I want to steal from them.
Of course. Go ahead, make me that sleight of hand check. As straight up, Kale does that very good job of like, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna sail north and you're gonna sail west. Once you go west, and while he does so, he's like grabbing them by the shoulders, turning them, pointing their heads, turning their hands. So it's like they are primed. So go ahead and make this with advantage as Kale gives a full help action.
26.
Oh my gosh. Sinbad, you dog. I'm gonna roll.
Sinbad.
Who's bad? Let's go ahead. I'll do this with advantage because we're going to roll quite a bit of D10 worth of gold. As that is 6 D10 at advantage. Go ahead. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that was only 5 D10. Excuse me. Well, let's go ahead. 6 D10 here. Whew, alrighty. And let's see what that advantage is. For sure, Sinbad, you get 42 pieces of gold off of these 3 individuals. And I will say, not only do you get 42 pieces of gold, but you find in one of their pockets, the elven gentleman, a bound scroll. And as you like kind of palm it off, this scroll seems to be a treasure map. That these adventures weren't like, it's actually not towards the new world, right down in the like jungles down there. This seems to be a treasure map of an island close by. And you think it's like this may have been something like, oh, while we're on our way, let's do a side quest to an island. But you can full swipe that out of the pocket. And I want to say, yeah, go ahead and add to your inventory. Just call it the island treasure map. Kale finishes like, and once you find your way into the jungles, you're going to make a quick turn, duck down, leap over a couple of snakes. And at this point, he does that final, like, he grabs each of them by the shoulder and flicks them completely upside down. And the last, like, copper pieces quickly drop into your outstretched hand. Finish flicking them. And there you go. Then you're at a really cool dungeon. You see, the 3 adventurers, like, eyes are spinning. They look sick. Just like, whoa, what just happened? And one of them just manages to like, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna grab Kale and be like, all right, we're good here. Hey guys, well, good luck on your first adventure, and I just need to say, while you're out there, you gotta be careful because there's always gonna be pirates along the way. I'm gonna throw up and show that I have their bag with me. I'm just gonna say, or you might lose a couple things. I want to see what their reaction is to that really quick.
All 3 of them, it's very much that classic magician. They stop and there's a quick look of comprehension of, hey, and each of them like pat their pockets, realize that their bags are gone. You see the human just, give that back. That's not fair. That was ours.
Whoa. I'll give it back to you. For a price, of course. And I dump out the bag completely into my hand, and I put back in 10 of the gold pieces, and I just say, we're pirates, not monsters, and I give it back to him.
I would love, go ahead, give me an intimidation check. Do so again with advantage. Kale is there to help you right now. I would say he's really the intimidation.
20.
Oh, jeez. That is incredible. Sinbad, you are just a presence, really, a force of nature to be reckoned with. These 3 kind of like stumble back. Each of them look miffed, like they're not happy about it, but you can tell, like, it's that, listen, It's a 3-on-2, and you and Kale don't look like you're fresh adventurers, right? These are pirates. So the three of them kind of like grumble for a bit, but think better of it and just kind of trudge off as you take 31 pieces of gold from them. Or 32.
Yeah. I'm gonna look to Kale and I'm gonna be like, Kale, honestly, I think that the future looks bright for new young adventurers. These guys have good survival instincts.
You
Not
see,
gonna turn around and walk away.
Kale follows after, gives that little quip of like, please, if their survival instincts are as heavy as their pockets, they're not going to last a week out there.
True. Good thing we lightened them up for him a bit.
That we did, Captain. As you both walk away, I will ask, Tai Lung and Hiccup, you two back on the ship, being on the deck of the ship, would you guys have wanted to like explore Del Mar at all? Kind of like hop off and go check out stuff, or is it more like maybe let's stick on the ship and do stuff?
So Tai Lung he wants to make a quick trip into town to try to see if there's any news from China he can find.
Heck yeah, I love it. Hiccup, what do you think you'd be doing?
I think he would be first going around the ship, asking anyone, maybe the quartermaster of the ship, to see if there's any like tinker's tools they might have, or smith's tools, or probably mostly tinker's tools. And
Yeah.
if not, he'd probably see if like he can go get some, basically saying like, I can help make stuff. I can help, build some things if need be on the ship, and
Yeah.
Perfect.
I love it. Go ahead, Tai Lung, you can make me a quick investigation check, and Hiccup, go ahead. You're going to give me it's not investigation, it's actually perception check. Kind of looking around like, okay, where's the quartermaster? Where's like stuff going on? 21 for Tai Lung. Pretty good stuff.
Natural 20.
A natural 20? Jeez. We'll start then with Hiccup. I think we'll get to Tai Lung's nat 20. Hiccup, on an 11, it's not hard. You eventually, like, kind of looking your way through. It's like, okay, no one's left on top deck, but I hear people below. And find your way, you see an older gentleman, kind of white hair. What kind of strikes you is this dude doesn't look completely human. You see his eyes where, like, the irises should normally be are kind of that like full black. You think this guy actually might be a half orc, right? He's got kind of a bit of tooth protrusion. But you see Luca, the quartermaster, with this white hair, kind of like wrinkled skin, looks up. Hiccup, was it? What can I do for you, my boy?
Hi. I was just wondering if you had any tinker's tools. I seem to left mine somewhere. I can't find them. I don't know. I just want something to help me pass the time, or help if needs be around the ship.
You see Luca kind of gets that twinkle in the dark eye. Just, oh, well, I might have what you're looking for. I mean, how much gold you got?
Not a lot. Like 5 pieces. Not a lot.
Well, all right. You touched an old man's heart. Tell you what, let's play a game for it. Here, you see he pulls out a quick set of dice, just like, listen, have you ever heard of the Pirate's Run?
No, never.
Well, it's very simple. We're going to just roll this dice back and forth, you and I. First one to get a full run of each of the numbers, 1 through 6, wins the game. But of course, we have to take turns. If you get a double, you can either choose to re-roll, or you can, if it's a number your opponent has, take away their dice roll.
All right, sounds simple enough.
Simple enough. So here's what we're going to do. we're actually gonna play this game a little bit in the dice tray. Go ahead. So it's using a D6 hiccup. And Luca will be nice enough to let you go first.
Just a 1d6?
1d6, yes. Six. Luca just, not bad. Fair to start. He rolls, gets a 5. Just, all right, neck and neck. Go again.
All right. Ooh.
Gets a 1. You see, all right, well, listen, we need them all. So you get a 1. Luca now has a 6. Just high numbers.
Do I roll again?
Yeah, roll again. 4. You see, goes, nah, it's not bad, kid. You're getting pretty good rolls. You see, he gets a 5. And you see, goes,
What? Do you have weighted dice or something?
go ahead and make me a perception check. 23. Hiccup. Luca is straight up using weighted dice. Like, you can tell the dice he gave you seems normal. His dice are this, like, perfect getting this down. I'll let you act on that how you will.
Whoa. Okay. Well, look, friend. I don't think fate is on my side today, but maybe if I think we should use some dice that's a third-party set of dice, so it's completely fair. I don't know, because you gave me your dice, and you're using your own dice, and it's your game, and I've never played it before. Do you see what I mean?
Luca kind of grins, just, all right, listen, you got me. Swipes his dice away. Listen, as long as you don't tell the rest of the crew, and he kind of flicks out from his back pocket, quick set of Tinker's tools.
Let's go.
Just listen, just don't tell anyone, please. I've been running this scam for years, and no one's been smart enough to catch on. So I'll give this to you. Just do me a solid.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I never saw any dice.
Excellent. And listen, if you want to help fixing the ship, I usually work in the evenings. Find my best works in the lamplight, but let me know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if I'm not doing anything else, yeah, sure, yeah.
Heck yeah. You, Hiccup, you grab these Tinker tools. Tai Lung, as you slip off the ship, kind of prowl into the city, you would note that the easiest way to find information is 2 places in any city, no matter where you go. The first place would be at a well-established tavern. It's always a safe spot. But you do know this is still early in the morning. You would only probably have barflies and fresh faces. The second place that you would know to go is usually a town square where notices are put up. Places where you can offer up, adventure wanted signs, wanted posters, reward money, Venatore contract. And so, Tai Lung, as you stroll into Delmar's city square, on a natural 20, the first thing you see is a sign wanted for mercenaries.
What are the other details?
Strolling up, you come up, start reading the fine print. The notice reads as this: wanted mercenaries for the war against the Chinese Empire. Please approach and find your way to the barbaric archipelago, wherein we will find you. We will offer much gold and assistance, And there is at the very bottom a big like asterisk, like almost a disclaimer. The armies of Grimmel will not be held accountable for any lacerations or incinerations dealt by dragons.
All right. I'm gonna. Does it look like this is like a flyer or just like a notice?
You think it's more of a notice. Like, this is something where it's like, it can be put up and people can take this and go talk to, like, guardhouses or anything to get information. Because you do know, Del Mar is actually pretty far away from the, like, archipelago and the frozen waste, which separate China from what you know to be this land. But this is kind of like some of this first news for you, Tai Lung, this is saying there is an official war happening between China and the archipelagos. And not just any war, a war where one side is actively campaigning, it looks like, for soldiers.
Yeah. Well, I will take that information in my brain, and I will meander my way back to the boat.
As you kind of meander back, Tooth, as you are sitting up in the crow's nest, would you be willing to give me a quick perception check?
Yeah, sure. That's a really important question. Lord Wise, so in the movies, people that don't believe in them can't see them. Right now, no one believes in her, maybe except like one or two children. That's why she hasn't like disappeared or whatever. Who the frick can see me and who the frick can't?
Tooth, this is a bit of important lore. Tooth, it does seem that every single crew member can see you. In fact, in recent weeks, almost everyone can see you. But you don't know why, because...
Do random people see me? And do children see me, or do children not see me?
It is everyone. Which...
Including children?
Including children.
What?
Yeah. You...
That doesn't make any sense. Why?
Tooth, it does seem like everyone can see you.
Are children like astonished by my existence? They're like, oh, it's the death fairy. Oh.
No, it doesn't say. Again, Tooth, this is a bit of why there's trouble. What I would say is, like, what's really odd and off right now is that people see you and don't seem to care. It's that maybe they acknowledge you, or like enough of that, like if you bump into people, but there never seems to be like any, oh wow, is that the Tooth Fairy? It's more or less just, okay, they exist.
Why won't we attract somebody? Because you know how they have the globe thing and it tells you how many people believe in you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it more so that people are believing in me, or they don't care enough and it doesn't matter anymore?
I will say, Tooth, that is a question you probably can't answer unless you were to find yourself back to the North Pole, the keep.
Right, because is my castle still overrun?
Last you checked, yes.
Okay. Right.
And I just saw a 19 perception check.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good. Tooth, you hear ever so slightly in the back of your mind a familiar voice, shall we call it. Now, this voice is not a physical voice, nor is it a psychic voice, but this is an arcanum voice. Something that seems to whisper your name. But as it does so, I need every single character to make me a perception check.
Me again, or just?
Mm-hmm.
You need me to roll again?
Yes, Tooth. Please roll again.
24 for Tai Lung.
So I got one.
Woohoo!
Lucky 13.
Hey, nat 13, nat 13. Heck yeah. Good stuff. And Hiccup, whenever you get the chance, just make a perception check as well. All of you notice something is buzzing in the back of your mind. Ooh, a 20 Hiccup. That is really good. I will say everyone beat the DC. In the back of your minds, what Tooth you know really well, each of you hear a voice. Awake. Awake and know the coming of the Lord is nigh.
What in the...
What?
As you hear this,
What was that?
each of you take a moment. And for Sinbad, you for half a moment, it's that like, you may have thought Kale said it, but you turn. Kale doesn't look to be hearing anything. Kale is just walking along, and if anything, you see Kale's like, all right, should we hit another mark, or I could start picking up supplies. Each of you hear this voice echo in your mind, and I need a party constitution saving throw.
Oh, no! Party on.
You said this.
Ugh, 11.
Ooh, all right. We got 11.
And
Oh, well, he reacted well.
Hey, yo, okay. Hiccup, good. Tooth,
Oh,
no!
no.
Tooth, no! As you all... Hiccup, you see something interesting happens here. As the world starts spinning, Hiccup, for half a moment, as you are on the deck of the ship, you look out and the moon, that was just now starting to finally fade with the coming dawn, is glowing just ever so slightly. With that, all of you feel the world starts to dissolve away from you. As standing on the ground, buildings and ship and water and air all start bleeding like watercolors and burning, twisting, physics-defying emblems swirl around you. Until after only even a few seconds, you are standing in a completely new place. Now, what I would ask is, Hiccup, you rolled the highest. So, Hiccup, as you are standing here, you look down, and I would like to ask you, Logan / Hiccup, what would the ground look like to you?
Just right now in this moment?
Yeah, it's almost like as if you were dreaming, and it's like when your mind has to come up with like, wait, if I'm standing, how am I standing? Where am I standing? Where do you think you would be standing right now? Are you in a building? Are you outside? Are you on something? What do you think your mind would kind of like make for itself to let you stand?
I wouldn't be standing. I would be sitting on this wooden floor in this living room. Very kind of crude built Nordic-like house with a blazing hearth and slight music in the background.
Beautiful. This Nordic home, fire blazing. As Hiccup, you feel your mind kind of takes this image. Every single one of you see this as well. As the group of you standing here do very much each find yourself sitting on this wooden floor. Now, continuing downwards, Sinbad, I would like to ask you, what do you think your eyes are seeing? Like, we know we're in like a Nordic house, but especially like up in this like roof and everything, you're noticing it's not yet formed, shall we say. And this is all happening in these split seconds. Sinbad, what do you think above you looks like in this moment?
There's a couple places there's a couple things that I can think of, but the one that keeps coming back is stars.
Hell yeah. Sinbad, the constellation, this night sky, I would even say it's very much the stars one would see in the Mediterranean start burning into life above you all. Where it's that very ethereal, you go from a Nordic house, this kind of cabin, but the roof and beams seem to blend away and become stars above you. Tai Lung, what do you think you would be hearing right now? And that can mean anything, but like, what would your auditory senses kind of conjure up to explain what's happening around you?
I hear echoing dark silence and marching footsteps of rhinoceri guards.
Interesting. Chum, 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 chum,
Wait,
chum,
what was
chum,
that?
chum. Rhinoceros guard steps, as if in a prison, this dark prison steps of armored, heavy persons. Chum, chum, chum. It almost becomes that beating, heart-like rhythm in this room. Very much, it's a confusion almost of the senses as, but why would I hear something that I'm not seeing, or other senses? And yet, each of you hear this as if it were yourself and own memories. Finally, Tooth, what do you think you would be hearing right now? Or, excuse me, Tooth, not hearing. What do you think you would be smelling right now? What is your olfactory senses kind of bringing into life?
So, Apple is really cool. It is located in a hollow mountain. So, like, there's a cavern entrance. So there are spires that hang down, and there are spires that hang up and protrude out of the mountain. So it's really cool. So I think she'd be smelling that fresh mountain air, that fresh water as it rushes underneath into the cavern. That this, you know, the water is what carved out this cavern for her. Mother Nature made it. And she'd just be smelling home, that fresh mountain air, sounds, and beauty.
Excellent. Tooth, you smell the water and the air. Each of you find that almost petrichorian scent of water rushing over earth and stone, and the freshness. Each of these senses, more defying than the last, but each feeling very real as you find yourselves in this cabin. The first thing all of you would notice when your eyes, ears, nose, hands all adjust to this place is that you are not alone. Indeed, you look around and you see the four of you. You see these shipmates you have. Sinbad, your crew is assembled. Tai Lung, Hiccup, Tooth, you notice that, yes, these are indeed fellow crew members, but there is a fifth figure in the room.
Eris, what are you doing?
the figure steps forward. Sinbad, you notice immediately as the figure steps forward, it was very reminiscent, I would say, of Eris, because the figure didn't seem to totally have a form until stepping more into the light, shall we call it. A man stands before you. Rather normal in height, maybe about that 5'11", 5'12", 6 foot. Hair swept backwards in a beautiful silvery light. Wearing a cloak that seems to stretch just below the knees. Not full armor, but that sash together shirt and pants that stretch with boots laced up mid-shin. But what notices, or what would immediately spark each of your direct attention, is this creature does not have normal eyes. Indeed, these eyes look as if they were made of pure marble. Not truly bright, not truly stone, but moving, gazing, comprehending, and noting all four of you in this room. Sinbad, you call and say, Eris, this creature stops and turns and regards you, Sinbad. You see its eyes look deep into your very soul. I am not the goddess Eris. I come from the God above. The Lord has sent me.
What?
You see this man turns, he looks at you, Tooth. I have been known by many names over many ages. I am simply the messenger. I am simply a servant of heaven. My name is Gabriel. As you see...
Look on your phone. Stop. It's pissing me off.
What?
Tooth, as you see, you realize this man's voice is the same voice you heard calling your name so many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
As all of you kind of watch, the figure looks at you. I have been sent by the Lord to inform you that the end is nigh. Indeed, the world has been judged by the gods above and seen fit to be destroyed.
Whoa.
What?
He's talking about Ragnarok.
You see, the creature turns,
Ragnarok? Hold up. What's Ragnarok?
looks directly at you now, Hiccup. It is known by many names. Ragnarok, Apocalypse, the end times. The gods have sent me to inform you that this is to occur, but to take heart, as you have been judged and chosen to be saved. You cannot be saved in your current forms, but know that you can grow in power and find yourselves deemed worthy to survive the experience.
Whoa. What about my crew?
The creature kind of turns, Sinbad, and you see this man looks at you once again with those very deep, pondering eyes. I cannot speak for every creature. I simply speak now to those first deemed by the four gods above worthy.
Nah, that's not gonna work, my friend. I don't want to be saved by no great being that's not willing to save all the people.
You see, the man does seem to smile at this statement. And Sinbad, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Ooh, 18. I wasn't expecting a good roll.
Hell yeah, 18. You think the man does, shall we say, he does seem to agree with you. It's not like he's smiling in that, like, you fool. In fact, there does seem to be a genuine connection, Sinbad, in this moment, where you see the creature stops and you see Gabriel looks at you. This would be the hope of the Lord, that all his creations should be saved. But as with the prophets of old, we know that mortals have a hard time preparing themselves for the inevitable. Please, you see, at this point, he kind of outstretches his hand. We do invite you to prepare others, to save others. This has always been the hope of the ones above. But no, and you see at this point, the creature does stop as if paused by some force that no one can see. I cannot stay. Indeed, I am simply the messenger, and as we speak, my mortal form is changing upon this earth. And you see at this point, all of you watch, your eyes start readjusting back to the world you just left, back to this true reality, you know, seeing the boat and the city streets. And the last thing you hear Gabriel say, we will be watching, though my form will change soon.
Hey, what do we do? And then, yeah.
and then, as that, what do we do? No, reaching out the hand, everyone having these questions. You are back on the mortal plane. I would like everyone to make me a perception check as you all find yourselves back in your own bodies, in your own set. Like, everything seems completely fine again.
13.
Whew, Sinbad, well, good 13. 10, 21. Hiccup, well done.
Bro, I am rolling.
Yeah, this is good stuff, good stuff. Tooth 9.
Yeah.
All of you stop, and Tai Lung, as you're kind of like walking back to the ship, it's very much that wasn't a dream, and nothing seems to have changed about me. Sinbad, you kind of stop in that minute. What are you talking about? And you hear Kale, what do you mean, what am I talking about? I said, let's just steal some other ship supplies, and then we don't have to pay for any more food on the way. And Sinbad, you have that same realization. It seems that no time has passed. Hiccup, as you are standing on the deck of the ship, your eyes travel upwards. Far across the world. Indeed, as you look over the lands of Delmar, you see high above treetop in the sky, morning light has started to shift as the crescent moon above you slowly starts to bleed red, growing ever more red, ever more darker. And that before you now, in this morning light, what was now bright, suddenly becomes scarlet as the sun has just started to rise. And the first thing everyone hears is screaming begin. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh my gosh. We're going right into it.
We going into this. Let's do this.
Oh my gosh, I am rolling like crazy today.
Here we go. Let's go ahead. Manage characters. I will put all the characters in, even though Jake's character is here but not here. I just need to make some stuff real quick. Okay. Oh, these are some good rolls that I'm seeing. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So sorry. I'm just getting the encounter kind of pulled up here.
No worries.
Excellent. As the encounter begins, let's go ahead and let's see. Sinbad, what did you get for your initiative?
23.
Jeez Louise. Let's see. Hiccup, what did we get?
21.
Jeez, nice. Tai Lung?
11.
And Tooth?
19.
18. Wow.
19.
Oh, 19. Excuse me. I totally misread that and misheard it. We will do a quick roll for our friend. That's a nat 13. Oh, but they have a -4 to initiative. As you begin, immediately there is screams all around. Each of you find yourselves in kind of a state of panic because for most people, you don't know if they saw or heard what you saw, but everyone can see that the moon is indeed red. Sinbad, you are with Kale right now. Kale kind of stops. What the hell is that? What would you like to do, Sinbad?
I toss the gold pouch to him. I say, go get 2 of those coconut drinks, take them to Marina, and tell her that I'm going to be joining her shortly. Then I need you to make sure that everyone's on the ship so we can get out of here. And then I run to the screaming.
Hell yeah. Sinbad, we hear heroic start in the background. Dun 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 dun. As you like throw the coin, immediately start running down the street, jumping over people, sliding under stalls. You head to the screaming. Sinbad, you actually do have faster movement than most of your party, and so within moments, you find yourself in a strange-looking encounter. Before you, where Tai Lung just was, I will say, Tai Lung, you are also pretty close. The notice board in kind of the center of town is now surrounded by a lot of people. Sinbad, you do notice there's a couple like normal looters. Like you see some people immediately jumped at, the moon is red, let's cause some shit. And so people are like breaking in windows and grabbing like jewels and supplies. But the big thing right now, there are some interesting looking creatures that could only be described as being devilish in appearance. Each of these creatures have a horn look, red skin, and seem to be just like classic biblical devils before you. Sinbad, what would you like to do in seeing these devils around?
I need to find Rat.
Go ahead, give me an investigation check.
17.
Hell yeah.
I rolled a 13 on the dice.
Oh, a nat 13. I don't think you know this yet. We have a bit of a special rule on a nat 13 here at the nat 13. With a nat 13, I'm going to give you a choice. Would you rather find, like, where Rat is, like a current location for Rat, or would you like to know where Rat was? Now, I will say, I can't give you any more than that, but those are two very different branches, shall we say.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what he was doing. I don't want to know where he was. I need to know where he is so I can get out of here.
Gotcha. You make that check. You think Rat is probably... You kind of like do that quick scan. North of you, kind of on the opposite side of this square where these creatures have emerged, you hear a lot of commotion and think you see someone leaping across rooftops, and it's a pretty good chance that is Rat. I will say Rat seems to be maybe 2 rounds away from where you are, but it's not like, okay, you know where he is.
Okay. I'm expecting Rat to be on his way to the ship. I know he's gonna run. But I want to make his route as easy as possible.
Hell yeah. Go ahead. If you want to do an action for this, then let's get him prepped. You're going to give me as an action. You can either make it persuasion, intimidation, or sleight of hand to start either getting people out of the way physically, that kind of persuasion, intimidation, or even that sleight of hand of throw a knife to cut the rope or toss up a bit of cloth to slip up stuff. Kind of however you would like to clear the path.
Sleight of hand for sure.
Excellent. Ooh, 23. That is hella good. Sinbad, you throw these daggers, you even grab a spear at one point, and as this creature running across the rooftops almost slips on a tile, immediately grabs the spear that was thrown in, flips himself around, and you hear just across the courtyard, "Thank you, Captain, I'm on my way!" As that happens, excellent turn, Sinbad. I'll say, yeah, big action, get Rat. Rat is now, that's going to cut his time in half. He'll be here within a round. Basically, on his turn, he'll make it here.
Cool, perfect.
Perfect. Sinbad, you take that action. Hiccup, as you're on the ship, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna be just looking around, seeing if anything is out of the ordinary, looking up at the moon. I feel like something's wrong, but I don't know exactly what. I'm gonna just try to find more information.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
You got it. There we go. Dirty 20.
Ho-ho! Dirty 20. Hiccup, well and good that you're looking around. You look up at the moon and realize a lot of people are panicking. This is a major astrological sign that does not bode well for anyone. The first thing, though, that you see on a Dirty 20, a lot of people are starting to kind of conserve unto themselves, grabbing their stalls, closing up, getting out of dodge. You notice there are 3 figures that were trying to sneak up onto your ship.
Ooh. Do I know what they look like?
One of them, or 2 of them, seem rather medium in height. One of them seems rather short. Each of them have cloaks now pulled around them, and we're trying to surreptitiously climb aboard the ship. And you can tell, none of them seem highly dangerous, and yet that is 3 people sneaking aboard your ship.
I'm gonna yell out to anyone who is kind of chain of command while the captain's away, and be like, "We have some stowaways on the side of the ship over there," and I'm gonna can I go over there and intimidate them with? I'm gonna take out my short sword, click the button on it, and do a green flame blade, but it's gonna be just fire. It just has this kind of green gas come out of it, the zippleback gas, and kind of wave it around in front of them. And I'd be like, "State your business now."
Hell yeah. That is super cool. Hiccup, which I'm going to say, I don't think there's ever been a more apt green flame blade. Give me an intimidation action. Just that big old, I'm going to intimidate you the hell now.
I knew it was a good thing bringing you aboard.
No. Oh no.
And I will say, Hiccup, while you're intimidating, Tooth, you and Marina up in the crow's nest both hear this happen. You hear Hiccup saying, hey, someone's climbing aboard the ship. Who are you? And so while Hiccup's doing this big intimidation check, you notice like, hey, this is going on.
Do I have to do intimidation?
I'd say you could make it persuasion if you'd like.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's an action almost to be like because you're trying to keep them from coming aboard.
Got it.
I knew it was a good idea bringing you aboard.
12. I will say we're gonna roll a quick d20. You know, I did just roll it, but I just realized that was a roll to myself, so I won't count it. I'll do it just in the chat real quick. That was a 9. Hiccup, you see a elf, a human, and a halfling that were coming aboard immediately throw up their hands as you just like full green flame blade. These three are just like, we didn't mean no trouble. We're just trying to get back what was stolen from us. Just a little fair play. We had gold stolen from us and our map. We just want it back. But on a night, you see they don't climb aboard your ship, but they don't leave. Like, they stay on the dock. Like, just kind of, like, jump down, raise their hands, almost in that, like, don't attack, but they aren't leaving yet.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Being stolen goods. You're going to have to wait for our captain to come back. Are you back, Sinbad? No? I don't know what the situation is, so, I don't know. I just work here. It's my first. I don't.
The classic. That's any employee ever. I just work here, man. My manager's gone. Just give me a moment. But hell yeah, you do so, Hiccup. Excellent turn though. Really, just like keeping them off of the ship because they were gonna try to steal some shit. That will be perfectly up next in the order. Tooth. You hear this shouting occur. What would you like to do, Tooth? Tooth.
Interesting.
Tooth, you are muted.
1 second. Shelby is not feeling so good. She's going to go lay down. Oh, are we unmuted now? Okay, sorry. Shelby isn't feeling good. She's going to go lay down.
I'm so sorry, guys. I've been exposed to like high fragrance chemicals all day long. I have been inhaling acetone, and I do not feel good.
She's dying.
Oh no.
You've been inhaling acid? I wish I could take some acid right now.
You're totally good. I will say, if you want, Tooth can just kind of help start just like head down with Hiccup, just provide that like secondary figure on the edge of the ship, just to help out, just kind of like at the ship, like, hey, these people are trying to board, and you can like be there to help stop them.
Okay.
Tooth, as you do so, we will then cut next in the initiative then for Tai Lung. Tai Lung, as you were walking towards the ship, you hear the screaming. What would you like to do?
I see Captain Sinbad run back to the town square towards the screams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say you would see that.
I ran towards Rat.
Oh, right. Truly gripping. No. You are all good. I will say there's a lot going on. Once you get a moment, Sam, for Tai Lung, we can definitely come to this. This isn't like a crazy initiative we really have to keep track of here.
Oh no, we're gonna die.
The party's dropping like flies. I am, in real life, hunting each of you down and just sniping you in the head.
That's why you have your camera off. You're just walking
why
around,
Jake
coming to our
make
house,
it?
is taking us.
Oh, yeah, Jake, he
No.
never made it to the camp. He never made it to the start. I got him first.
He was always gone.
Um.
Oh no. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Never stood a chance.
But what I will say is, while this is all happening, the first thing you would know. So, Sinbad, you would see this. Tai Lung, you're gonna see. Oh, Tai Lung, you're back. Excellent.
Yes, sorry, the internet died, so I switched to my hotspot.
Oh, yep, I totally get that. Tai Lung, you would see, though, Captain Sinbad didn't, like, run all the way into whatever's happening in this square, but is, like, throwing items and helping get Rat back faster. What would you like to do?
Would my movement get me to Captain Sinbad?
Actually, yes, it would. You and Sinbad both have a really good 40-foot speed. So you boom, 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 and immediately are up, kind of at the edge of the square. And so you two see these like dark, demonic creatures in the square.
I'm going to look to the captain and, sir, what is your plan? Do you plan to return to the ship so we can set off, or do you plan to aid here?
You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna aid as much as I can, but we're getting on the ship in like 12 seconds.
I can make that happen. I'm going to rush over and attack one of these demonic figures.
Hell yeah.
Go get him, Tiger.
Boom, 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 boom. You all fours, you charge at the closest one.
I'll take an attack. There's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit. Go ahead, roll damage.
That is 8 slashing damage.
8 slashing damage will... now, I must ask, even though I know the answer, are your claws currently magical?
Currently, because of world building, they are not.
Exactly.
Did you see those, Logan? What? Did you see those, Logan, in the roll? What was rolled? What are those?
What are you?
I'm terrified.
Yeah, they are not currently magical.
They're not currently magical. Tai Lung, you go in. As you slash across this creature, it deals no points of damage.
Oh, good to know. All right, then bonus action. I'm going to step of the wind and disengage using one of my 3 key points, and just back over by the captain.
Excellent. You do so. Very smart, because the creature that was about to attack you on its turn rolls a 6, does not add anything to this, fun fact, but as it kind of reaches out, you realize that as it does so, it doesn't seem to be able to really hold this form, whatever's happening right now, but slashes out, doesn't do anything. Tai Lung, as you do so, 3 other of these creatures, there's about 4 of them currently in this kind of square, turn and are going to rush you.
Got it.
So I'm just gonna make the roll here real quick, just because there's a bunch of dice. That's not the right die to use, as they are not D10s. Unfortunately, they do roll D20s. That is 2 3s and a natural 20. Oh my God.
The others.
Tai Lung.
My AC is 19, so those other 2 miss.
Oh yeah, the other 2 miss, but the nat 20 does hit. we now
Ow.
need to consult the critical hit table. I will let you know right now. Let's go ahead and roll the amount of damage you're about to be taking.
Out of curiosity, is this a ranged attack?
In fact, this is a melee attack.
Ooh, and I can't like deflect missiles this melee attack.
You cannot. But this is going to be
Dang it.
2d8 plus the modifier 2. Ooh. Tai Lung, this is going to be 11 points of necrotic damage.
Well, ouch.
And I'm so excited because we are using a improved critical injury table. Let's go ahead and see under necrotic. Actually, I'll say, Tai Lung, can you just roll me a d20? Let's see what happens to you.
Yeah, absolutely. 10.
A 10. Oh. Tai Lung, you feel this creature as it reaches out. Suddenly, its eyes change. The horns and everything seem to disappear. Before you seems to be this darkened form of a small red panda that and punches you hard in the chest, and you feel that necrosis set in. Immediately, a disgusting scent fills your nostrils as you now have necrotic stench. Go ahead and mark down you have a disadvantage on all persuasion checks now because you smell like rotting flesh.
Okay.
That is all the creature's turns. At the end of the order, Rat, Sinbad, you watch Rat, and does a triple flip, slides under an open window, and as he falls, you realize, Sinbad, Rat was not wearing any clothes, but as he falls, it's that classic before he, like, enters the screen, his, like, feet somehow find some hanging, like, wash that was out to dry, kind of slides into a pair of pants, immediately lands with a thud on the street before you, just like, Captain, let's go! As Rat is here with the rest of you.
Rat?
Rat, yes.
I'm just gonna say, no, Rat,
Yeah,
you had better be so glad that I didn't see anything. You understand me?
you see, he holds his hands like, hey, the world's going to shit right now, man. I think we're good. I think we're even.
I look down back at his pants, and I'm just gonna say, you had good timing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, when do I not have good timing? Gosh. That will bring us back to the top of the order. Sinbad, that is you. Now, Sinbad, I will say 3 of these creatures have currently just, like, surrounded Tai Lung, so it's close enough to you.
Okay. I'm going to... I don't really have any fancy things that I can do outside of, like, not getting hit. So I'm going to... I think Tai Lung responds well to orders, so I'm just going to yell at him, get back to the ship however you can. Then I'm going to turn around and say, get him, Tiger, Rat, and then we're going to book it.
Hell yeah. Sinbad, you just start chucking it down the street. Rat immediately behind you, just that very, like, Rat kind of runs, shall we say, like a rag doll, where his body just seems boneless, as just kind of like flopping his way. But he is terrifyingly fast. As you rush down the street, Hiccup, that puts you back at the boat. Tooth has just landed next to you, and you see Tooth kind of has drawn maybe a dagger to help. Hiccup, what would you like to do with these 3 intruders?
Oh, can I see them yet?
Oh, yeah, Sinbad, you're going to be able to see them next round. You're about 2 rounds away from the ship.
12 seconds.
I'm gonna tell these intruders, look, I can give you one chance, but then I'm gonna have to bring out the secret weapon, and the secret weapon is nothing to be trifled with. I tell you that. The captain, he has a very certain item that can take someone out very easily, and I don't want to go get it. So you guys gotta better leave. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about the stolen goods. Go find your stolen goods somewhere else. I promise you, they're not here.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Go ahead.
Shoot.
You can make this persuasion or intimidation, of course, but this is a really good action to be doing right now, Hiccup.
It doesn't matter which one I choose. They're both +1, so I'm just rolling. Oh, let's go! Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Excellent. Excellent
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Hiccup. Oh, and it was fate. They roll a 7. You watch as each of them look. The elf kind of steps forward. You don't have a secret weapon.
You think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? All right. I'm going to actually I'm going to cast fog cloud on them
Oh
in
god.
their area, and it's just gonna look like he has. How it's gonna look? I'm gonna pull out a little canister. This is how I'm flavoring a lot of my spells. I pull
Yeah.
out a little canister, and I say, "All right, I guess I'll just have to show you." And I click this little canister, and it starts emanating this green zippleback gas. And I chuck it below them, and instantly this 20-foot radius sphere of green fog is obscuring their area. And I'm like, "This is poisonous gas. And this is just one of the few things our good captain has in store here as defenses. And if you don't leave, I will ignite it, and you will die."
This is excellent stuff. I love it. What I would ask is this. Could you, real quickly, 1 second, having a bit of trouble here. Is it? Oh, that's why. I'm looking for Hiccup, can you make me an Arcana check real quick, if you'd be so kind?
Yeah. Ooh, 12.
12. Oh, but this is fog cloud doesn't require any material components, so you have +2. So technically that should be a 14. You will learn why later. It's a bit of a mystery. On a 14, fog cloud does work. As the gas expands, you hear each of them just, oh, we should get out of here. As the fog rises, you can't totally see inside, but it sounds like they're running, and one of them sounds like they're screaming.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That time will tell. Excellent turn, Hiccup.
Okay, yeah.
You throw down this big old spell, this first level spell. Fog cloud erupts around them. Tai Lung, that is you back in the town center. What would you like to do?
Would 160 feet of movement get me back to the boat?
What? I mean, that and then some?
Yeah, let's go monks.
Okay, then in that case, I'm going to just sort of crouch down, being surrounded by these three figures. And I'm not gonna test fate because I know how testing fate works in this game. I'm going to take the disengage action, and then I'm going to activate feline agility, which has no action cost. I double my movement speed until the end of the turn, so my movement speed is now 80. And then I will bonus action Step of the Wind to take the dash action and double my jump distance. That part happens for free. And then I'm going to sprint and find and swing and Lung it out of here.
Sam, are you telling me that if you didn't have to disengage, you could go 240 feet around at level 3?
If I didn't have to disengage, I could go 240 feet around at level 3 because I'm a Tabaxi monk.
Tabaxi monk.
Around or like feline agility can only happen once, right?
It is.
Yes, once until I spend my turn not moving at all. Once I've ended my turn having moved 0 feet, I get it back.
What?
That
So I
is.
just have to stand still for 6 seconds and I can.
Tabaxis are so good.
That is actually gross, but I love it.
I also have a climbing speed equal to my walking speed, so I can mix and match.
I mean, it makes sense. That is Tai Lung. We've all seen the
Literally
movie.
A scene of a movie where Tai Lung is like, his scroll is giving him power, and just like bolting him.
It really is. What I will say, Sinbad, as you and Rat are running, Rat looks at you. Shouldn't we wait for that guy? He doesn't look like he's as fast as us. And up and around the side of the wall, just a blur of gray fur shoots like a cannon all the way to the ship.
I just say, go get him, Tiger.
Hell yeah.
That's my turn.
Tai Lung, you immediately are back on the ship. As you are, you see the fog cloud and hear like a screaming coming from inside, but you are, boom, bound up, jump, and are easily on the ship.
Where have you been?
I was looking into some news.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I've been defending the ship from thievery. It's happening.
There are demons in the town square, by the way.
Oh.
Hiccup, as Tai Lung appears on deck, you smell, this is rotting flesh coming from this guy. This, like, horrifying smell of, like, it smells like Tai Lung has been dead.
You smell
That's
awful.
Ugh,
So bad.
you're right. I should go take a bath.
Cat bath.
Oh, you love to see it. As you all, I will say this because Sinbad, you would be next up in the order, you know, kind of like there's nothing else that could even get close to reaching you guys right now. And so you and Rat can just take a turn and a half to run and get back to the ship.
Oh, I go 120 feet around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, then you're good this round. Man, when everyone's got dashing and disengage, you guys are set for life. Hell yeah. Sinbad, you and Rat, it's that like, pick up the pace. And so not as fast as Tyler, but still just that like super dope, like we see the like, it's almost that chase scene in the market where things are falling down, people are running around, and you and Rat are just acrobatically running and tumbling in and around through until each of you get to the ship. Kale is already here. You see, as this has been happening, he has been like barking at orders like, let's get the ropes down, let's get the sails going on, we're getting out of port and we're going fast. Hiccup, you watch as your fog clears.
Sorry.
You're good. That was Hiccup, you see the fog clears and you do not see the three intruders.
Was there supposed to be someone there?
The smoke.
Yeah, they were the thieves I scared away from the ship. You're welcome. I'm the hero of the day. Where's my pay raise?
As you say this, Hiccup, you hear, thieves? I didn't see any thieves. And this blue gelatinous ooze comes up onto the deck. I made a check. I made a bit of a sneaky check. Your last crew member, who was kind of asleep this whole time, here's what's really sad. Inside of Bob, you see the now dissolving forms of three skeletons. One of which is like about a halfling size, the other two medium creature. As you see, Bob looks at you guys just like, so where were these thieves? What's going on, guys?
I just start running away.
You just book it.
I'm booking it.
Are we done?
I'm like booking it.
What have we done?
What have you done?
It's not supposed to do that. Have I met Bob before this?
You have met Bob. Like, Bob's a member of your crew. Like, it's that, like, oh yeah, he runs with our circle. But it's that, like, Bob accidentally left the ship, didn't see them in the fog cloud, and ate them.
What did you do? What did you do? Why did you do that?
Bob kind of looks down. What are you talking about? Like, looks down. At the point he looks down, the skeletons have finished dissolving just into his ooze. Just like, I'm kind of full, guys. I might go take a little cat nap myself. And just, like, starts oozing his way back below deck.
What did I do? What did I sign up for? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, cool. I'm just traumatized.
Hiccup, you're traumatized. Is like, am I an accessory to murder? What just happened? I will say, Sinbad, as you kind of like watches this, like, I guess that kind of solves that problem. Marina swings down from the crow's nest. Sinbad, what is going on? I heard screams in the town.
There were some devil things. Let's go on the ship. I'm going to take out my scimitars, and I'm going to start chopping at them. I'm going to grab Marina and chop one of the onto the ship with her.
Mm-hmm. You and it just kind of like that very movie-esque slings you both upward back onto the ship.
Can I land wherever Kale put the coconut drinks?
Oh, for sure. Like, I think that was implied of, like, you land and it's like there's a tiny little side table, 2 coconut drinks, and a small wrapped package.
A wrapped package?
A wrapped package.
What's that? August, what's that?
I don't know. Do you want to unwrap it?
I don't know. Kind of.
Sinbad, you see the coconuts. Marina looks at you, looks at the coconuts, just like, oh, I see you had enough time to get yourself a drink.
I hand her one of them. I had enough time to get both of us drinks.
You unwrap the package. I'll say you don't have to do it very publicly. You unwrap the package and you see a lovely ornate sterling silver necklace, which seems to have a brooch in the middle.
Along with this. And I, acting like it was all part of my plan, put it around her.
She's gonna make a check real quick. Let's go ahead and roll her. She does have, oh my gosh, she has really good perception. She adds 8 to her perception currently.
Can I do deception?
Please do so. I'll let you know. DC is a 13 because she rolled a 5.
11.
You love to see it. Marina looks down, kind of touches the necklace, looks at the brooch, and kind of pops it open, and you kind of realize, oh, it's a locket. She says, oh, who's Edith? She turns, you see inside is, to my darling Edith, thank you for 28 years of marriage.
Wow, Captain, didn't know you were married.
I look over to Kale.
Kale just like gives you, I'll say he speaks this in thieves can't, just that like, listen, people are screaming, I didn't have a lot of time to grab stuff.
The owner was named Edith and he was selling that. She said that we'd have to take that out if we want to use it. And I said, it looks really pretty, perfect colors. I forgot to take that thing out.
You see, Marina kind of like side-eyes you, just that very like, You don't need to even make the inside check. You probably know what she's thinking. She takes off the necklace, kind of gives a quick whistle that and you hear Spike bounds across the deck. Marina leans down and puts the Edith locket on Spike. Turns and just, well, now he's got some decorum. And Spike looks actually pretty fucking snazzy with a silver locket around his neck.
He looks great.
Um,
I'm gonna make sure that everyone's. I'm gonna do a quick head count in my head, so just make sure that everyone's here because that was a pretty intense experience. I don't want Marina to be concerned by my I'm just gonna look over. Please tell me everyone's here, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I will say passively, because Sinbad, you know your crew. You do a quick look. Every single member of your crew should be here. Even the freaky gelatinous cube you picked up along the way is back below deck. Everyone seems to be here safe and sound. As you do so, I will say for everyone, now that we're kind of out of that high intense encounter of just things are going on, run to the ship, avoid these creatures, we're being boarded. What are people thinking right now? And even you can kind of talk this through because for the group of you, the four of you, you all were inside that vision together.
Right.
So are we
to get my feline agility back?
For sure, Tylung. Yeah.
Are we still in immediate danger? Do we have to worry about anything, Captain? What's the game plan?
Yep, group meeting. I got something to tell everybody.
Well, are we
All hands on
in?
deck.
You guys, the cat guy, he's stinking. He looks like he got stabbed. What happened? What did you guys fight? Are they coming towards us? Do we have to worry about anything?
Silence, woman. All hands on deck. Everyone get together.
The entire crew will come join you. Yeah.
All right. So here's what's going on. I received a vision from another god, similar to Eris, and I wait to see everyone's reaction.
For many of you that were there, you can give your extra, but you see the OG crew, Sinbad's crew, some of them are rolling their eyes. You see Rat be not again.
Right. So I don't want that. I'm going to omit the details that the other crew, the other guys, pick up Tylung and Tooth were there. I'm gonna look at them and just kind of nod that. The God told me that the end of times were here, and they only told us that because we have potential to save people. So I have a proposition to go back to Syracuse and inform all of them, and at least do the best that we can. Because now that we're kind of, all bets are off. There's going to be no Fiji. There's going to be no more healing. The next few days, maybe even weeks or months, we have a job to do. Make right for yourselves, every being you worship, but I think that this may have been a sign, and we have a second chance.
I will say, Sinbad, go ahead and give me a persuasion check, kind of while you give this little speech to the crew and everyone here.
11.
Excellent. You'll love to see it.
I
A lot of the crew, you see, Jed and Jin are looking at each other and really just what the hell? I thought we were all set. Luca looks concerned. Jin and Lee, super concerned. Kale actually steps forward, just Sinbad, I thought we were getting some treasure up and around here. What do you mean we suddenly have to go back to Syracuse?
I want to say I'm not happy about it. The fact that these gods keep messing around with us is as if we have nothing that we can do bothers me. Now, I want to help the people that we know, but trust me, as soon as we get the chance, I want to take this world back from them.
I'll say, go ahead. With that sentiment, you can re-roll me your persuasion check, like with advantage.
Let's go!
20.
Attaboy.
Yo,
Attaboy.
20. Hell yeah. You'll have to see it. Sinbad, you on that 20. Your crew kind of stops. All of them seem on your side. You see, for most of them, like they're still kind of looking around. There's still apprehension, but Jin and Lee both look confident. Luca kind of nods. Even Rat gives that grin. Kale steps up. You know we're with you to the end, Sinbad. What's one more god quest shit we gotta pull off?
We just gotta show one more what's up, right? We humans never give up.
Hell yeah, we don't. All right, set course for Syracuse. And you see Kale's gonna immediately, like, the OG crew, you know, the older Sinbad crew, immediately spring to action. Like, okay, let's grab ropes, let's get this down. I'm gonna start charting. I did say Marina did make a bit of a private check. Sinbad, you turn. Marina is looking at you, and she doesn't like know everything. Again, insight's not mind reading, but she looks at you and Marina says, "Will you tell me the rest of the story?"
I just nod.
Excellent. You see all of you now, as the ship, again, pulling out of port, leaving Del Mar behind as chaos has just kind of erupted. Each of you can kind of assume a chaos may have just erupted all over the world. But what I would say is this. As you are all heading off, what would each of you like to do now on the ship?
I kind of immediately before we leave, I'm gonna kind of like go to Tai Lung and Tooth and Bob and kind of like look at them and be like, so are we getting paid or what's happening?
Well, it looks like the terms of this deal have just changed, which means we should discuss with our employer.
Yeah.
Simon looks across the deck towards Sinbad.
I agree.
I look at you guys and I nod towards my captain quarters.
All right, let's go.
Well, yeah.
Basically, the party, you know, a D&D party, all of you go in. I will say Marina will accompany you. Because you see, Kale probably would have, but it's that like, hey, we now have a heading, you know, to Syracuse. So Kale and the crew probably won't join because it's that also natural. We kind of already are in this long-term deal. Each of you head into the captain's quarters, and how's the conversation going to go down?
I look to Marina and I say, I believe that our new friends here also saw the vision. I look to them.
Marina, so this was a true vision. This isn't just Sinbad wanting to see his old friend?
Yeah. I don't know anything about friend, but yeah, it happened.
True.
Marina
So
says...
you guys do...
Oh, you first.
So you guys do remember it?
Yep.
What do you know of this cave?
I've never heard of someone like that. I Honestly, I'm a little bit kind of freaked out. I always kind of thought the stories of the gods, coming down and messing with mortals was always kind of, I don't know. What do you have to say? Tai Lung, was it? What was her name?
To DM, but yes, Tai Long. August, with Tai Lung's sage background, would I be allowed to make a history check about this Gabriel?
I was going to say that is the perfect background. Please make me a history check.
All right. 12.
Now, a 12 isn't great, but it will give you something. Tai Lung, the name Gabriel means nothing. It's that I've heard names like this before. It's not uncommon, but not something you would hear in China. You hearken back to, in that vision you had, Gabriel spoke of being a messenger for the higher gods. Now, specifically, he kept saying of the Lord, that he was personally sent by the Lord. But, when Sinbad first appeared in the vision, when all of you appeared, he thought this was Eris. And the being spoke and said, I'm not Eris, but not one of these higher four gods. So Tai Lung, you would kind of note there were apparently four others, and that this being is actually beneath whatever four he spoke of.
This Gabriel truly is a strange thing. The name in all my studies means nothing. In my meditation and years of inner looking and studying of ancient texts, no, he speaks of four greater beings, and I can only have my assumptions of what four of those would be. You, Sinbad, our good captain, seem to know one of these as Eris. One which this Gabriel referred to as the Lord, and two others which I would wager a guess we might also know of. I know maybe Odin, but I know in China we worship the spirit of the dragon. The great dragon spirit said to bless a mortal vessel with great power and name them the Dragon Warrior.
Dragons. What do dragons have to do with this?
We shall see. Here's where we come to speak with you, though, Captain. While this world seems to be ending, and I, for one, am inclined to not see it end, we did come here to seek treasure.
I see.
What is the benefit for us going with you to Syracuse? I've never been somewhere like that. I'm just looking for work, but I also, I don't know, that's a kind of a different path of where we set out to do.
If you are looking for work, I shall pay you. If you look to keep this world alive, you may follow me.
Yep, that's a lot of responsibility. I'm going to go over here in this corner. Look outside.
As for Syracuse, the reason I wish to go there is there's a relic source there, the Book of Peace. I believe that if things are going downhill, maybe the book was closed somehow. Either way, I want to make sure that we can utilize it, whatever.
As long as you truly have a sound plan, then I will go along.
I'll come along.
I will pay my young friend. August, what are my rates for how I pay my crew members?
That is actually something I was just about to bring up. Basically, once every month in D&D, because technically your crew and the PCs as a whole are what we would call hirelings. And so to just make sure that you like pay them is a bit based on what's the word I want to use? A bit of the economy of Dromore as a whole. Now, I can actually tell you right now, for a laborer, like, if your work is an adventurer, the cost of 30 days hire for like full-time, constant adventuring work for a month is about 600 gold pieces a month. Now, thankfully, because you're on a ship, that number is cut in half a lot, because that is saying, oh, you would be paid and we give you nothing in return. Obviously, it's like, hey, the ship is our home. We can sleep here. There's food here. There's like travel. A lot of that is deducted. Each crew member simply within a month's time needs about 100 gold pieces to fill the quota. For PCs, of course, you guys can have that choice of like, oh, if I don't get paid, I may stay or go. Sinbad, you would know that like for the NPCs, if they don't get at least 100 gold pieces every month, you do risk like mutiny or other just like, hey, we don't like the direction the ship is going, so people might leave. And of course, you have advantage. Your crew, you're all really tight. These roles would be an advantage. It's just that like about every month, everyone needs about 100 gold pieces to be quote unquote happy.
Right. I think that as for our gold stash and where we keep everything, I think I would definitely have Marina or Kale be kind of the treasurers. Whereas whenever I am out grifting or getting money for myself, I'm normally pretty liberal with it. I buy what I want, and then whoever is there with me, helping me, give them the rest. For example, with Kale, after I toss in that gold coin, what is expected is he gets the stuff that I was going to get, and then he keeps the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, however much those coconut drinks and then that necklace was, however much that cost, whether it be like 5 or 10 gold pieces, he pays that, and then he keeps the rest of the 32.
Oh, for sure. Like, it's this is just your stuff now. And that's kind of what it can be, is like when you discover loot or do stuff, it's like, let's share it around, make sure everyone gets some. Because what's also really nice is, and I say this in like the most non-illegal way, technically you don't have to worry about cost of food for everyone, because like when you're in port, crew members like, Jen and Lee and Luca and Kale, food kind of happens upon the ship, right? Like you just happen to get the right cargo, because that is like passive thievery checks that your crew will do to be like, oh, we're not going to pay for our supplies. We're just going to like quickly lift what we need just to keep everyone happy. It's only unless you want to like build big improvements you would ever really need to pay money to fix your ship. So fixing everyone, like right now, Kale is already on his way to looking good gold wise for the month. And honestly, if you really look at most D&D, you could equivocate it to like every month you want to do at least one dungeon level thing. It's not like a dungeon usually is going to get everyone the gold pieces they would need. But again, that can be through a bunch of little encounters, adventuring. You do have a treasure map from those adventures you just swapped. Like, it's basically...
I'm just going to give that back to them.
Yeah. Can't anymore.
Guess we're going treasure hunting.
Can if you want. I'm going to use it as kind of a bargaining chip if anyone starts causing issues.
Gotcha. Cool. Marina will probably finish up this conversation. Like, as you guys are talking, like, yeah, we'll stay. Like, I think this all sounds good. Marina's just going to interject and just say, if we really think something has happened in Syracuse with the Book of Peace, I don't believe it would be safe for us to go during the day. You see at this point, she kind of pulls up a quick map of the world, kind of charting this out. You see she says, by my reckoning, we would be able to make pretty good sail to Syracuse and arrive within, say, 2 days' time. But that 2 days' time would put us there about midday. If something has happened with the Book of Peace, should we postpone, or rather sail around Syracuse and wait to enter port until the evening when it could be safer?
I think that would be best.
Marina kind of nods. She says, excellent. Well, I hope everyone has a pleasant trip. I will go prepare some of the food and hygiene supplies to keep everyone healthy. As Marina is that, like, again, officially Sinbad, like, some of her titles would be like ship doctor, professional hygienist. But, like, one of her big things that people call her behind your back is co-captain. And it's that, like, hey, when I have, like, physical issues or questions, I'll go to the captain or the first officer. Marina is that, like, hey, I'm having mental issues. I'm having emotional issues. I'm going to go to Marina. And so that's a lot of her stuff on the ship right now, is, like, talking and keeping everyone happy, working through stuff. Again, small ship, tight lives. You want to keep everyone in good spirits. What I would say then, before we kind of montage sail our way to Syracuse, is there anything as players you guys want to either discuss amongst yourselves or make checks for?
As players, like Logan, if you want to keep the treasure map as a bargaining chip for the crew, I think that's a great idea, but it is a local island to Del Mar area. So I think that we could just dip in, treasure grab, crew's happy for a bit, go to Syracuse. That's sort of my Sam thought. Because if we try to use it as a bargaining chip when the road gets tough and we're like half a world away, it's useless.
How far away, the map, August, where does it lead to?
Small island. It would be about, like, you would be able to reach this island before the end of today, like a couple hours before sunset today. And so really, thankfully, it's that, like, it kind of could be included on the wait time. Like, you would still make it to Syracuse and stop at this island. It's just however long it takes to find whatever gold or treasure is hidden on this island is just added into the time. But I would say, this is just something that even occurred to me, that could help you get to Syracuse more towards the evening. Because if you kind of leave right now, you're arriving. Yeah.
It'll give us something to do during the day.
Exactly. Yeah. Instead of just sitting around.
Yeah. So I'm not going to tell the crew about it or anything. I just want to sail to that island and then just say, well, boys, I know that's been kind of doom and gloom, but I have a surprise for you. And then I'm going to trip to the island, like it.
Just this, like, I've got a getaway retreat, company picnic, everyone on the island.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
But until we get there, I'm going to keep a very iron fist on things until we're there.
For sure.
Something real quick, I want to role play with Sinbad. Tylung just sort of pulls the captain to the side out of everyone else's earshot. Just
yes.
In way of information, when I was in that town in Del Mar, I noticed a flyer for a war. The Viking raiders of the north have declared war upon China and are seeking to conscript mercenaries and soldiers into their ranks to attack China. As long as we're in this region, even though we are far from the barbaric archipelagos, we are close enough to their reach, shall I say, that I would not be surprised should we attempt to be accosted into sort of combat. So just for us to
Cool. We'll have to keep our eyes out for any extra ships that we can lose.
Indeed. Simply thought you'd like to know.
I do not worry about any frivolous military ships. Those are all filled with draftees and young kids that don't know what they're doing out here.
Very well.
Excellent.
Sam, was Tai Long insinuating that he wanted to go get hired by them?
No, Tyler was insinuating let's avoid it at all costs. We don't want the crew to
Yeah.
be pulled into the conflict, is what he's saying.
Yeah, and I don't think that we'll have any issues with him. Is what I'm going with.
Yeah, just information.
But we should keep.
For
Thank you.
sure. Awesome. Good stuff. As you guys sail then, the day passes pretty good. What I would say, Sinbad, you would know this kind of on your base passive inside of your own crew. The tension amongst the crew isn't bad, thankfully. It's not like anyone's upset. It's not like, oh man, I just wanted money. It is just more of that unease where even Kale looks a bit perturbed by the fact of like, hey, last time we had something like this, like, yeah, we survived. It was fun to a certain extent, but it was still like crazy to have to be involved with like gods and higher powers, and like we're just people. And so a lot of the crew seems more or less uneasy. As you sail your way down, I am going to make a quick roll. We're going to make this a 1d20. That is rough. A 3. I'm going to check what that is. Yikes. As you are all sailing, after some time, Sinbad, you check the chart. You should be there within an hour. Tai Lung and Hiccup, you guys, even Tooth and Bob, it's that general ship life of let's take actions to like, we'll help pull up the railing, get everything ready. So once there's enough downtime, like Tai Lung, you can definitely take a short rest if you want to get hit points back. But all of you can take that little short rest once everything's been ready. After some time, about an hour away, I would like, how many people think they would be above deck right now? Like, how many people would be like on top of the ship?
Would be.
Alrighty. In which case then, yeah, basically everyone. Go ahead, anyone who's above deck, go ahead and make me a perception check if you'd be so kind. Ooh. Okay. Highest so far, 12. Title on Keelan back. Excellent. As you are all sailing, after some time, the first thing that catches most of your eye, including like Sinbad just kind of looking at the map, everyone sailing, is Kale kind of calls down, brace for impact! And I would like everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. $21.
Nice.
15.
And 15. Everyone succeeds. No one is knocked prone. But immediately, all of you feel the ship lurch upward and kind of to the side. As now able to look down, you see you have just impacted a coral reef. Kale, you see Kale just like sorry, Captain, came out of nowhere. That's not my fault.
I don't remember these moving around.
Sorry.
All right.
Two people were talking at once. Yeah, Sinbad, what was that?
He's just lamenting. This is gonna cost so much money.
Immediately, like, the ship repair, like, kind of starts, but it does cost a bit of time. Kale also kind of... Yeah.
I yell for Rat. Just damage report.
Rat calls back up. Pretty good. It's going to cost us about 10% of our overall wood consumption, but I can get this patched up in an hour.
Good to hear.
Immediate bilge water being siphoned out. Everyone kind of like, all right, let's get this through. By the time you make it to the island, unfortunately, with that kind of random coral reef encounter, the sea is still looking pretty pristine. Thankfully, nothing looks crazy, but it does mean end of the day. Ooh, a new weather check, and that is a 23. Light rain has begun to fall as Kale kind of offers up to you, Sinbad, and for the crew as a whole. We should make it to the island in a few minutes, so we can just sit out whatever weather's happening right now and easily be back on the seas before too long. Light rain just drizzling, starting to touch. You realize, again, after leaving Del Mar, even this kind of half a day's journey, a lot of you feel that temperature difference. It is now much colder. And this is not a pleasant rain, but rather freezing just to endure. Within, though, like Kale predicted, a few minutes pass and all of you see in the distance an island starting to grow from the sea's edge. The first thing... Yes.
During the rainfall, I'm going to hold my hand up to Marina and just say, dancing in the rain?
You see, you turn... Marina and Spike are underneath this big old umbrella being held by Rat, and they're like... And you see Marina just... It's freezing cold out here. I'm not dancing in this. You see, though...
Gotta move the body to warm up, right?
I'm going to make a just... Well, we'll just call it a random luck roll.
I'm gonna be doing like some Spanish dance noises, like ba da ba da, and kind of doing some movements, little jig, little boogie.
You start boogieing. Marina kind of does that like half laugh. She is entertained by this, but you watch as you half dance. Spike kind of barks with excitement and jumps up and starts just like jumping, dancing around you, just to like dance with you in the rain.
He's ready.
You see, Marina, you're a fool and you're going to catch pneumonia.
I haven't gotten pneumonia yet, so must be doing something right. You see, what you're afraid of, you'll always get, because you're always thinking about it. Do or do not. There is no try.
It's called the placebo effect.
Whatever he said.
You see, Marina just... Listen, I know what I want in life, and right now it's to have these adventures. And nothing's good. And you hear Kale kind of shout interrupts, "Land ho! Docking in 5!" And realize the island has now become terrifyingly close and large. The island
and
does...
just like that, you missed your chance. Sorry, sweetie. And then I walk away.
Walk away like a boss. Just full flip of the head. All of you realize the island is actually quite small. It's not like a big island, but still has about a twin peak hillish mountain range with a thick jungle spread around. According to the map, Deep within the island resides specific instructions to find what is written buried treasure. It is a very classic treasure map where if you follow the map's instructions, head the correct amount of paces, find a hidden marked clue, you should be able to find whatever's buried here.
I'm gonna yell for all hands on deck.
Immediate, all hands on deck. Everyone rushes out from below deck. Starts scrambling to get the ship ready. Kale kind of calls down, Sinbad, who's on the away mission today?
Well, I got some news for everyone. Ladies, looking at Tooth, second, only time we've had more than one woman on ship. Ladies and gentlemen, on this island I have a treasure map, and I flick it open, and I say, I know things have been a little high stressed lately, but I have some good news. Anyone that wants to be a part of this haul may go. It's a little surprise I had cooked up for y'all, and I toss the map to just whoever looks the most hungry for it.
I guess we'll start with the PCs. For Hiccup or Tai Lung, would either of you be like super interested in this treasure?
I'm always interested in treasure.
Yeah, I'll go.
Let's just kind of do a D20 roll off. Everyone choose your favorite electronic dice. Let's see who gets the highest D20. Well, none of the ship is doing it.
Oh boy, bounced off a natural 20, so that's sad.
I almost had a 17.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Hey, I still got higher than Hiccup.
All of you, like, it's that general excitement. No one wants to be the jerk and just like, I'm gonna get the map. But everyone kind of bounces around until Tai Lung, you, I guess, are just kind of the largest in the group. And so Sinbad tosses the map and you can kind of deftly snag it out of the air. But you see, Tai Lung, as you do so, there's a good number of the crew that do seem interested. Jin and Lee seem very interested. Rat, of course, seems jonesing to try. Just that, like, oh yeah. And so a good portion of the crew seems interested in treasure.
Perfect.
When we find our stopping place or wherever we're gonna dock, I'm gonna stay on board, just with whoever's on board, and I'm fully letting everyone that wants to go.
Alrighty.
I go to Sinbad and be like, "Are you sure for whoever you're just letting go find the treasure? What if there's something dangerous out there? Like, what if you just sent your whole crew to their deaths?"
Well, for one, there's a possibility that might be better than what's to come, and for two,
That's heavy.
I trust my crew more than to fall into some silly trap.
All right, let's get
In this
treasure
way,
hunting.
Hell yeah.
Plus,
PPK.
Whiskers is gonna take the damage because you're leading them, right, Whiskers?
He doesn't respond.
They'll be fine.
There's like he like twitches a little bit in irritation as you call him that, but
Do you think I should go or should I just stay? Like, what do you think? I don't know. I'm okay with anything. I don't know.
You want me to tell you what to do?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just.
Hey, stop. Look at me. Look at me. Whoa.
Yeah.
You came to me looking for work, right?
Yeah, I did.
Whatever you need to do to find fulfillment in this, I think you should do.
All right. I'm gonna go get some supplies from the quartermaster, and I'm gonna go to the shore and start cutting some trees.
Works
Well,
for
they're
me.
Hell yes. The crew, and like getting surprised from quartermaster, it's kind of that like, let's grab our classic D&D equipment, just like swords, packs, ropes. Heading off into the jungle with this map. Hiccup, you're chopping trees, you're getting supplies.
I'm getting wood to make something, and we can get to that later.
Excellent. What I would love then. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Is Marina going?
Marina is going.
I look to her and I say, "Are you gonna be all right?"
You see, she holds up your scimitars and just like, I think I'll do fine, and hops off the ship right as Kale pulls up onto land.
All right.
As we hop off, I guess we'll start because Sam, you, Marina, Jin, Lee, and Rat are all heading on the island. Would you please roll me with advantage? You got a lot of help actions. Go ahead and roll me first an investigation with advantage and then a nature check with advantage.
Did it go through or did it cancel?
I think it cancel. Oh well, no, it's yeah. It said it was rolling and then canceled. Yeah.
Okay. An advantage for investigation, we got a 9.
Oh no.
Advantage for nature, we got a natural 20 for a total of 21.
Wow, truly wild. If we're being perfectly honest, a 9 investigation. We're actually going to start with the nature on a nat 20. You guys, it's such a small island. There's no way you're going to get lost. You quickly start making your way through. Like, okay, like everything seems fine. No dangerous flora or fauna. But within minutes, all of you realize you have no clue how to read this map. It looks terrifyingly intricate. All the steps don't make sense because it's like, wait, this told me to take 15 steps, but now it's telling me to take the 12th integer divided by 3 of 15. That doesn't make sense. That's nonsense words. And it's going to take you all some time to even think about negotiating through the island. After some time, though, Tai Lung, you start to feel like maybe you've gotten a clue of the map. You and Marina helping point out a lot of the natural, like, no, if it's saying to walk along the peaking rocks, there's a ridge that we can see from there. We should obviously try. And so it's like a lot of that, like, it takes time and a lot of communication with everyone. But within moments, you think you are on the right track. After some time, you find your way to a small clearing where, as marked on the map, there are twin palm trees that have been planted that seem to slightly curl into each other almost halfway up, making almost this kind of arch canopy. And you know that the treasure, according to the map, is buried to the left of the leftmost tree.
I will dig.
You chung, 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 start digging away. Within moments, you hear dung dung. You have hit something hard in the ground, pulling out a beautiful, simple wooden treasure chest with a lock upon it. As you do so, please make me a perception check.
Ooh. 14.
Yikes. I'm going to make a check for Marina. She's got a terrifying +8 to this, of course. Oh, thank goodness. 18 will help succeed on the perception check. As you go through, Marina suddenly grabs your hand before touching the chest. Stop. Something is watching us. As deep in the woods, your eyes travel where she points, and you see large reptilian eyes. And Sinbad, as you and Hiccup kind of down on the shore, all of you hear the unmistakable cry of a dragon. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I knew it. Oh no.
Well, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you those in the future for watching. And we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.